Alrighty, guys, I've got your update and bad news. Rates made a jump this past week. On average, they rose up to 7.3%. Now, if you've been following along, you know that rates have been hovering between 6.9 and 7.1%. So I'm sad to see this uptick, if you know what I mean. Well, I will say though, the general consensus is that rates stayed steady for most of this year, and that slight uptick that we just saw this week, it all stems from the inflation numbers. I'm sure you've been hearing about them in the headlines. Until inflation comes down more, it's not likely we're going to see much movement in any direction on rates. And while they did tick up, it is pretty minor. We're not expecting to see anything crazy. If we do see a reduction personally, I think it's going to be closer to the end of the year, is what we're probably looking at, in my opinion. The biggest concern with rates is how they affect the housing affordability, though. So, beyond rates, affordability is the big thing. And affordability is affected by price and rates. It's pretty much a deadlock at this point. There's very little reason to suspect that prices are going to come down significantly, as there has been a lack of inventory on the market for the past several months and past couple of years, actually. And so until inflation comes down, neither will rates. So we're kind of just deadlocked where it's a little expensive right now. Here's my recommendation: partner with a good realtor like myself, someone who can negotiate hard for you on both price and terms. Negotiating a lower price is definitely doable right now, especially with properties that have sat on the market for a significant amount of time. And reducing your interest rate to the low sixes is very achievable as well. It's a goal that I've pulled off for a lot of clients this year. We've even gotten them into the fives, so it's doable. And that's how you can get a much more affordable home. So you can beat this whole affordability crisis that we're dealing with, even when the rest of the market is struggling with that very problem. Now, here's the graph. It's up. It's been up behind me. This is from Mortgage News Daily, one of my favorite sources for finding out what's going on with mortgage rates, and it illustrates the situation and that little jump you can see at the tail end there. And now, for our customary dive into the weekly transaction volume, we actually have some good news here beyond the rates. So we had 1,389 new listings pop on the market. Huge range of options now for buyers as we're entering into the summer months. For bargain hunters, pay close attention, and this kind of rings with what I said earlier about being able to find good deals. We had 1,335 properties that have price decreases, which means there may be some opportunity to come in there and get a good deal now. On the flip side, believe it or not, we had 125 properties betting on their charm with price increases. So they're expecting those homes to actually go for more than what they originally thought, and so they raised their price. We had 204 properties make a comeback, so came back on market, which typically I find once a property has been under contract and it comes back, instead of it being stigmatized, oftentimes it sells a lot quicker. So we have commitment. We have 611 properties that went under contract in the past week and are starting to move towards closing. And then we have 520 homes that have hit the pending status, which means they're much closer to closing. So we got a lot of closings coming up here. And excitingly, we had 612 sales close last week or in the past 7 days, which is actually down a little bit. Now, here's something worth noting. We took another jump of 500 new listings on the market with a total of 12,033 residential properties available for purchase as of today. Now, this is pretty standard in the summer months, but what we've seen is over the past 3 weeks, our market, we've gone up. We've added basically 1,000 extra homes to the average homes on market. So that's pretty cool. Again, we're going into the summer months, so you can kind of expect it to happen that way. But that is great news for anybody that's actively searching for a home. There's more opportunities and more options to choose from right now than there have been in several months. So if you have any questions about how the market activity could impact your real estate dreams, or maybe you're just curious about any of these new listings that are hitting the market, I'm all ears, and I'm here to help you navigate through the Austin real estate landscape as always. All right. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and switch over to our featured story of the week, brought to you straight from the excellent reporting of the Austin Business Journal. As always, I love those guys. They've recently highlighted the fast-growing neighborhoods in our metro, and we're throwing up that map behind me now. You can basically see where everything is exploding right now, and it might spark your interest, especially if you're thinking about buying a new home or maybe investing. It turns out the most expansive growth isn't happening in the Austin city limits, but rather the surrounding counties, with Williamson County leading the charge. And then Hayes County down south is showing impressive growth as well. Williamson County, funnily enough, has more overall going on, but Hayes County, with the Sunfield Master Plan community out in Buda, actually had the top spot for growth this year in terms of just a single neighborhood. Interestingly, though, There's been a notable dip in home starts across the entire metro. So that's basically how many homes are starting to be built each year. We had a decrease of 28% of new builds from 2022 to 2023. This is attributed to the builders exercising caution amidst the rising mortgage rates that we've been seeing. However, despite the slowdown, the silver lining is that there is obviously an uptick in home listings now, especially more affordable options that are attracting first-time home buyers. These shifts in the landscape present both challenges and opportunities that we have to be aware of, and that's what a good realtor is there for, to help you out with that. And while home inventory remains tighter than ideal, the surge in listings from these new builders, plus the surge in listings that we're seeing in resales, and the spotlight on all these neighborhoods outside of the city center, could offer perspectives for your home search or your investment plan. So let me know if you want to dive into those. If you're curious about what it means for you, of course, whether you're considering your first purchase or looking to expand your portfolio, understanding these trends is obviously crucial. And I'm here to help decipher the data as always and explore how these shifts can kind of align with your real estate goals. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything specific you'd like to discuss. I'm all about helping you navigate the Austin market with confidence. So you can DM me, call me, email me, whatever way you like to get a hold of me. Reach out, and I'm definitely happy to help out. Talk to you soon, and I'll see you next week.